MrBeast has not had a great few months. He's currently being exposed for a lot of things, and these are all alleged, of course. Faking and scripting videos, running illegal lotteries, manipulating the young minds of children, covering up some pretty weird stuff, and then there's just some more things that I'm probably forgetting because, man, there has been so many different allegations that are coming out against MrBeast. And amidst all of this controversy and drama, filming for MrBeast's upcoming Amazon Prime game show, Beast Games, started. Beast Games is basically a reality TV show created by, of course, none other than Jimmy Donaldson, but it features 1,000 contestants competing for a $5 million cash prize, which is set to be the largest cast and largest cash prize in game show history. And as filming began for the Beast Games, some not so good reports were coming out. The New York Times reported, willing to die for MrBeast and $5 million, the contestants in the Internet Stars Beast Games expected outlandish challenges and signed contracts that acknowledged risks of serious injury and death. Still, few were prepared for the conditions on set. Now, I'm going to be referring to this New York Times article a lot in this video, so I'll link it down in the description if you guys want to read the full article. But anyways, during an intake process this year, several contestants told the New York Times that they had been asked whether they would be willing to be buried alive or travel to outer space. And yes, that's right, travel to outer space. Could you imagine like the last like 5 contestants have to like duke it out on Mars or something? I mean, if I was asked this, I would probably say hell no, considering we all know what happened to the rocket that MrBeast said would put all of our pictures on the moon.
3 years later, the spaceship finally launched, carrying beautiful pictures of deceased loved ones to the moon where they would be immortalized. It fucking exploded.
Like, no, I'm not getting in that rocket to go to outer space, MrBeast. I'm not doing it. Anyways, one contestant recalled being asked if she would be able to swim to shore if thrown overboard from a boat. Pretty crazy, pretty crazy. One line on the contract reportedly reads, I understand that such activities may cause me death, illness, or serious bodily injury, including, but not limited to, exhaustion, dehydration, overexertion, burns, and heat stroke. Now, obviously, if you are on any game show, especially something like the Beast Games or even like Fear Factor or Wipeout, you would have to sign a waiver that would say something similar just so the show or like the company isn't liable if you die or something or get harmed. I mean, you go to Sky Zone and you have to sign a waiver saying that you acknowledge that you may get hurt. And I mean, this is a $5 million game show, so yeah, you're probably going to have to do some really crazy things and stunts and whatever. So the contestants, of course, knew that during the good old Beast Games that they would have to do some pretty wild things. But what they didn't know was that their living conditions were going to be pretty awful. Now, the Beast Games seemed pretty weird from the start. Like when the contestants arrived on the set on July 18th, they had to turn in their phones and all of their belongings, including their medications. Now, the contestants ranged in age from anywhere from 18 years old to an 82-year-old. So hopefully those medications got in the hands of a medical personnel, considering that there were some older folk competing in the games. So hopefully they got their meds. Also, the contestants were under the impression that there would be 1,000 contestants, like I said from the start, but when they all arrived, they basically received a video from Jimmy Donaldson, and he said that there were now 2,000 contestants. And of course, after learning about this, many of the contestants felt like misled about their odds of winning. I mean, hey, you're supposed to be 1,000 people, and now it's 2,000 people. Like, what the hell's going on? But now fast forward to when the games actually began. Over a dozen people who participated in the Beast Games said that they had not received adequate food or medical care, and that some of the competitors had suffered injuries from the physical challenges. Some contestants left the competition arena on stretchers, as that's what's being reported. A few contestants said that they struggled to access food and water while participating in the show as well. And one meal was described by several contestants, included a tiny portion of cold oatmeal, one hard-boiled egg, and a few pieces of raw vegetables. The breakfast of the beast right there. That's a beast breakfast. Meals throughout the games were small and sporadic. And now the best part is that apparently Feastables, which of course is MrBeast's chocolate brand, were passed out to contestants, and then they filmed the hungry contestants eating them. Now that's just A1 advertising right there. Oh my god, look at all these hungry people devouring their Feastables chocolate bars. It is insane. Look how much they love the Feastables. Available at Walmart. People with food allergies and dietary restrictions said that before the competition, they had to fill out forms detailing their dietary needs, but several contestants said that they had been served food they were allergic to and that alternatives had not been provided. So I suppose Mr. Beast should have added starvation to the waiver. I mean, he already put dehydration, so I guess the contestants were like supposed to know they wouldn't have access to water, but he didn't mention anything about starvation. So I think they were expecting to eat good. Feastables for dinner. During the opening speeches for the Beast Games, one contestant recalled Mr. Beast encouraging the participants to speak up and ask for help from the staff if they needed it. And of course, yeah, if you have a problem or a concern or anything like that, the Beast staff will help, but maybe not. Several contestants said that when they had asked production staff members for assistance with things like medical care, food, and hygiene issues, the staff members were not helpful and seemed to be disorganized. And it was even reported that one of these staff members yelled and cursed at contestants, which that's awesome. That's great. Now, earlier, I talked about how hopefully the medications got in the hands of the right people. Well, it didn't, because several contestants said that they had not received their medication on time, including one contestant who needed insulin, instead receiving it hours or even days after their scheduled dosing times. One contestant said that she had initially been denied the food she required to take her medication and had been told by staff members that she didn't actually need to eat. After asking repeatedly, she was given half a banana. Now, can someone let me know if this is all legal? I mean, not giving contestants adequate food or water and not giving them their medication, like, this has to be illegal, right? Like, I'm not tripping. I mean, especially since some of the contestants are senior citizens. Yeah, it's just, it's wild stuff. It's pretty wild. But it gets even more wild. The contestants, upon entering the Beast Games set, were told to supply the production staff with Ziploc bags containing 5 days worth of underwear, which would then be distributed to the contestants once the games actually started. But several contestants said that they had waited hours or even days to receive their clean underwear. Rosanna Pansino, a fellow YouTuber who has been on MrBeast's channel before, she said that Jimmy's production team took every contestant's underwear and medicine from them for some wild reason. Weird reason. Wild, weird. Same thing. They were told they would be given back each night to change, but were not. Multiple female contestants messaged me saying that Beast Games still has her underwear. Disgusting. Like, goddamn. That's pretty gross. That's pretty bad. We got some underwear bandits over at Beast Games, I guess. In addition, one woman said that when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, and that lady was told that it was not a medical emergency, and she recalled a nearby member of the production staff had actually laughed at the woman's pleading. So yeah, it's wild. The behind the scenes of the Mr. Beast Games appears to be not great at all. I mean, not even good. Not even okay. It's just, it's bad. It almost seems like this whole process of the Beast Games was not planned accordingly. I mean, there was even some contestants that said that the staff seemed overwhelmed by the volume of the competitors. I mean, 2,000 contestants having to account for all of their belongings and medications and underwear. But it's Mr. Beast, and he had to have the biggest and craziest game show to date. But it's looking like it's sort of backfiring. I mean, he could have done 500 people, and it probably would have been a lot smoother, and it probably would have been very, very successful. Not saying that this one isn't going to be successful, because it probably will be, but it probably wouldn't have had this much controversy and things go on. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the behind the scenes stuff that's all happening, but what about the actual competition itself? So the first challenge involved 5 teams of 400 people. Now, these teams had to pull ropes that were attached to 10,000 pound weights, and the teams had to move the 10,000 pounds as fast as possible. Participants said that when they were broken into teams, it quickly became chaotic and frightening, as there were contestants pushing and shoving other contestants, and the production staff was unable to calm the crowd. One contestant said that she had left left the stadium bruised and bleeding after being injured and eliminated in the first challenge. She was handed $10,000 in a stack of dollar bills as a consolation prize, but she said that she had to hand the money back to producers after the cameras were off, and that the competitors were basically told that they would receive the real payments later. But at the time of this article coming out, no one has received money yet, is what they're saying. In addition, the contestants also said it was difficult to get sleep during the games because they were often expected to sleep during daylight hours. And it was not dark at all. I'll just say that. It wasn't like some dark room where like the lights were off. Like, it was not like that at all. I mean, the games were filmed at Allegiant Stadium in Nevada, so it wasn't dark. I'll just say that. So sleeping was probably very, very difficult. Now, one contestant said that she had expected that difficulty, given that there had often been elements of sleep deprivation in MrBeast's previous competitions. And that's, what do you call it? That's torture, I think. It's probably along those lines. And then just a few days ago, another super crazy piece of information flooded the internet about the Beast Games, saying that there was a contestant on Beast Games named Armani Izzati. I probably butchered the hell out of that, but it doesn't matter. But you're probably asking yourself, who is this Mr. Izzati guy? Well, he was previously charged with at least 20 counts of battery, kidnapping, pandering, which is pimping, and robbery. He pled guilty to the pimping charge, acknowledging the significant evidence against him. He allegedly also slept near female contestants before being kicked off the set for inappropriate behavior. Some of the female contestants confirmed being very uncomfortable around him. So yeah, having 2,000 contestants, they were probably just letting anybody in. But seriously, why was there no background checks on these contestants? I mean, we all know MrBeast and especially Amazon have the resources to conduct background checks. I mean, letting a man who is charged with battery, kidnapping, pimping, and robbery compete in the games, and not even just compete, but sleep next to other contestants, especially females. Disgusting, absurd, wild, crazy. What is going on here? But they signed a contract for this though, right? Like, it's all justified. They signed up for this. Yeah, I don't know if anybody signed up to compete next to a felon and not have enough food or water and no sleep. Maybe they did, though. I don't know. I wasn't a contestant, so I don't know. That's pretty much everything that has come out about the Beast Games up to this point. And I would say definitely take these allegations and testimonies with a grain of salt, because there is no footage or, like, tangible evidence of any of these things taking place. It's literally all just word of mouth. And I'm also not saying any of these people are, but you know, people could be lying and just saying things because they could have been salty, they got out or something like that, and could just be spreading wild rumors. Who knows? We don't know. Will we probably ever know if this 100% is factual? Probably not, because we don't have the footage. MrBeast does, and if stuff like this was actually happening, they're probably not going to release the footage. So yeah, we probably will never know if this actually occurred or not, these allegations and stuff, except the pimp guy. That guy, I think we know for sure was definitely competing. I think so. I think we know, but I think that's literally all that we know 100%. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe with post notifications on. And without further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.